This podcast is part of Another Happy Studios,
the home of podcasts with passion.
Hello and welcome once again to Talking Pictures Podcast. I'm your host David and join with me as always my co-host Brian. Brian, how are you today?
It's not that good of a title.
It is. No, it is a good title,
No,
okay?
I
I
understand why it's titled like so.
Yeah, okay.
But it's just...
It's a natural
stupid.
title. No, it's not. It's the first movie is called Ready or Not. This one is called Ready or Not, Here I Come.
Nope. It says 2 in between that.
Okay.
Ready or Not 2, Here I Come.
Yeah, you have to know that it's Ready or Not 2. Subtitle, Here I Come. Listen, everyone in the world was saying, Now You See Me 2 should have been called Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And they did that for the third movie, and you go, brilliant. That should have been the title for the second movie. I think that you're taking that too literally. It's Ready or Not, Here I Come.
It's just too much. Ready or Not 2 is grand.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you call Ballerina, or do you call it From the World of John Wick, Ballerina?
Obviously, I call it From the World of John Wick, Ballerina.
And with Gran Turismo, do you call it Gran Turismo, or do you call it Gran Turismo based on a true story?
Sure, that's the name of the title. Based on a true story is part of it.
So you call everything by its exact full name?
Yeah. But it doesn't mean it's stupid.
Brian, we're here today to talk about Ready or Not, Here I Come.
2.
The second film. Second film in the Ready or Not franchise.
It says Ready or Not 2, Here I Come.
Now, this was coming out, okay? I didn't watch any trailers. It was one I wasn't anticipating at all.
For some reason, I wasn't really either. And I am one for looking forward. But this is just like a...
Oh, they're making another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not as if I was eager for another one.
No.
But...
I really enjoyed the first one. I thought the first one is a great film.
I think, looking back... Look, to compare the first one to Abigail, I thought the first Ready or Not was better.
Mm-hmm.
I like the 2 Scream movies these guys did, Scream 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
But looking back on it now with hindsight, I feel like the reason I would have once said that those Scream movies are better is because they're from the Scream franchise.
Yeah. Ready or Not is a film that I think that if someone asked me, should I watch it? I go, oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like it's not one I would rate very highly, but
it's an instant
as soon as
recommendation.
It's an instant recommendation. It's one that, like, you're looking through your film, someone says, oh, could you recommend me like a good scary movie? And I'd be scrolling through scary movies, I'd see that and I go, oh yeah, that one. Like I go straight to this one. It's a good film.
But you know what? It's not even a scary movie. It's
just in that
genre.
Under
it's under that banner, of course.
Yeah, it's under the umbrella. So it's funny that for the first film where we're both really hot, like we're not hot on it, but like we both really enjoy it.
Oh yeah, very much in agreement.
Neither of us were anticipating this or looking out for it or I hope they make another one.
Yeah, so put it this way, right? They did Ready or Not, and then they were welcomed to open arms to do Scream 5, and they were so successful they were offered whatever they were given for a second Scream movie in their eyes, so Scream 6.
That's crazy that the Scream 5 came out after Ready or Not. Like for some reason Ready or Not feels like it came out more recently. When was Scream 5?
2022.
2022?
Yeah.
Scream 5?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so, and then 2023 was Scream 6. And then
2022, Scream 5 is a COVID film. That's crazy. It doesn't feel like a COVID film. And I wouldn't put it in that category, but that's crazy.
Ready or Not, the first one was pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID. No.
So the... Abigail was 2024?
Yeah, we did it in our triple bill of horror.
Yeah. It was a good one, and it was a big ensemble. But I didn't think it was as good as Ready or Not, the first one, and I was comparing it to that. And it's like, oh, what are these guys going off to do next? Radio Silence is what their company is, so they go by Radio Silence. What are they going back to? And it feels like it's going to be a blink and miss it fact that they spent 2 years doing a sequel to Ready or Not.
And some might say, it's why that one? Why 7 years later are you going back to this? This feels as though it should be a 2019, 2021, 2022 at the latest for a sequel to that.
Yeah, I thought it was 9 years ahead.
Yeah, you miscounted there. You had me really worried when you said that in the car yesterday.
Blame my dyslexia. But it's still 7 years. It's like, did they always want to do it? Were they waiting for the right moment? Or did they have free time? Because now all I can think about is what they're going to do next, which is the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie with Rachel Weisz. Like, that's what I'm looking forward to doing. So, so every movie they've done, I'm looking at the horror elements, the gore elements, the humorous elements, and even whatever action they bring to the table. I'm looking at that and thinking, what could they bring to the Mummy movie? It'll be something to look forward to in 2028. Like, they're filming in August. Can't wait. I'm a Brendan Fraser fan and a Mummy fan. Are you?
I'm a Brendan Fraser fan, absolutely. I've seen the first Mummy movie once. I've seen the third Mummy movie. I've not seen the second one, and then I've seen the Tom Cruise Mummy film. So I wouldn't say I'm a fan of the Mummy franchise, just based on, like,
I think
it's not in my childhood DVD collection.
Well, you can watch the first two with Brendan Fraser, and that's it.
I'll watch all of them. I'm a completionist. I'll watch even the 1930s, the original, The Mummy.
You sure you want to go down that road again? Do you not remember what happened last time when you were watching all the Godzilla? And
I did it. I had a great time.
Did you? You sure?
Yeah, my mental health has been nothing but stellar ever since I stopped doing it. Sometimes you gotta go to the valleys before you can hit the peaks. You know?
Okay. It's not the only Mummy we're doing, but anyway.
Yeah.
Ready or Not 2, here I come. No time jump, no time skip.
No. Well, I mean, building this up about how we weren't looking forward to it, I'm delighted to say I had a great time.
Oh, man. What movie captures the fun and pop in this type of genre?
Yeah. There's something about just being really refreshed by enjoying a movie that you had no expectations for. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean it as like, oh, I was expecting this to be bad, or I was indifferent to it. Like, I had just gone so long myself, I just hadn't watched any trailers that I just didn't know. And then, like, I got kind of close to it, and it was maybe in the last month or so, and I realized I hadn't seen any trailers, and I was like, I'm just going to close my eyes. I'm just going to not watch this. So going into it, I only knew Elijah Wood was in it, and Samara Weaving, and then I knew Catherine Newton was joining the cast just because of the poster I had seen.
Yeah.
And then we were sat there, and the movie started, and the names started coming up on screen, and I went, you know what? I'm actually gonna. I covered my eyes. I covered like the lower third of the screen, so I wanted everyone to be a surprise.
Yeah.
Just going into it, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep this a little bit of a secret for myself. And I was like, that was the level at which I was like, I had no expectations. I did not know who was in the movie. I did not know what the plot of the movie was. I didn't know anything about it.
Do you know a funny thing now? I did not think too much about this movie at all because I thought it was going to suffer sequelitis. So
Doing it for the sake of doing it.
And just doing a copy and paste and double it type of job. Like, now, same thing happens again, but bigger.
Yeah.
And we're going to introduce new characters and we're going to find new creative ways, emphasis on creative or not. But I just thought, if I could make a collage of whatever movie under this particular genre that has come out in the last 10 years and point out what was given a sequel and did that sequel live up to the original, and I thought it was going to suffer like that. Like, Mithragan is an example.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
That's just one example. Maybe it's not a good example, but off the top of my head it is one.
Yeah.
But I'm delighted to say that not only is Ready or Not and Ready or Not 2 a good double feature in a singular night, especially for maybe like the likes of Halloween movies. Another example of what got shit the more it went on with the return of Jamie Lee Curtis. But Ready or Not 2 really captured the fun of it.
That's it, yeah.
Fun. It propelled what was so good about it, right? The first movie was a real will they or won't they die if they fail to kill the bride, the victim who pulled the hide and seek card from the game.
Yeah. It's almost like one of those things that you don't know if there's a supernatural element to it or not. Like, there's just, these people are crazy. This is just a cult.
Yeah, and you know, I think this is ripe in the realm of riding the Get Out train. You know, like, people love Get Out, and I think that's a great modern movie in this genre. And I feel like there's so many movies that have come out since that are riding that kind of train. You know, and this one's good, and its sequel expands the lore. So we know there's a supernatural element to it. You know what I kind of describe it? Yeah. I would describe it as like the John Wick of expanding the lore in the sequel. You're not the first one to make that. Really? No, okay. Yeah, I've heard other comparisons. Like, the first one was so simple. It was just one family. But there was one line that Adam Brody said in that movie. The rich really are different. It's like, oh, so in this world, if you're rich, you're likely part of a cult where your ancestors made a deal. Isn't just the first. Yeah, this isn't one family. It's other families as well. Yeah. What's the name of the devil's hand? LeBeau. I think. Yeah, so in the Ready or Not world, if your family is rich, like, fuck you, rich.
Yeah.
The
Generational wealth kind of
yeah,
rich, yeah.
then your ancestor probably made a deal with LaBelle, and obviously there's a bit of elemental humor to that, to add to that, you know, because one of the fathers in the first movie, was given out to his ancestors, and you couldn't have, you know, wagered something else a little bit harmful, because if they fail to kill the person that they have to kill by dawn, you die. How did they die? You don't know. I like that Catherine Newton asked in this movie, so what, did they all just drop dead? And Samara Weaving goes, they blew up.
Yeah. And it's one of those moments in the first movie that you're like holding on to. It's like, what is going to happen?
Yeah,
what is going to happen?
You're holding your breath, you know? And then all of a sudden, when no one dies at first, and you're just waiting there and you're thinking, oh, so maybe they've been killing innocent people and living the life they've lived for nothing. And now, what the fuck? And then a real cherry on top, and like here's the proper fun of it now, and people just start exploding one by one after another. Like there's this one girl who's saying she regrets it, she takes it back. Too late. There's this one guy, oh, I think it's real. He blows up. The mother pulls her shithead sons into the alleyway, into the hallway, so it's not as, you know, harmful to watch children blow up, because, you know, it's okay for a child to die in these type of movies. And then there's obviously the fiery LaBelle.
The ghost of him, yeah. It feels like a Scooby-Doo kind of situation.
Yeah, it's almost Scooby-Doo-ish. He appears and he gives a nod to say, well done, you passed. Obviously, there was no sequel in mind for this one, because this is what has to happen next. And what happens next is now, apparently there are other families, part of a council, that now they have to play a game which is a result of how the first game ended. And I'm like, I thought this was really just going to go downhill and like I said, copy and paste and double it, you know. But I thought they did a really good job to make it so much fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Alright, so one of the great things about this movie, one of the assets, is bringing in a companion in that of her sister. And who better than someone these guys have Radio Silence have worked with before in Abigail, an actress we know, Catherine Newton. Perfect.
Yeah, she fits right in.
She does fit right in.
She's great chemistry with Samara Weaving. She's great chemistry against the main bad guy. What's his name? Titus. I don't know the actor's name.
I recognise him, but I can't tell you for what.
I recognise him too, but I looked him up afterwards. His name is Sean Hattasey.
Oh, when I made a review on Letterboxd, I got a video of him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's him who.
That's funny. There's a little Easter egg here now on Letterboxd. If you log it, you. Yeah, that's mad. When you log the film on Letterboxd, it'll play a little video of people thanking you. Some of the actors. I got Elijah Wood and Sarah Michelle Gellar, and you got
him.
That's I think I came out better in that one.
All right, it's not a contest.
But yeah, Catherine Newton was a great addition to the cast. And you know what was a little element that I kind of liked? It was a slow element, and then it didn't continue the whole film. That no matter what situation they seemed to get in, it was only Samara Weaving that was the one that was getting injured.
I did notice that.
That felt a little bit cartoonish to me, which I kind of liked.
But you see, here's the thing, right? If this character, Grace, and I only remember her name because of this movie.
I didn't know it, and I only know it because of the two names, Grace and Faith.
Yeah, so Grace, if she's ever in this kind of predicament where she's being chased by rich people and she has to survive by dawn, two things, right? First of all, she has to sustain some impact of an injury on multiple occasions. Alright, in the first movie, she gets shot in the hand and there's a fucking hole in her hand. She gets stabbed in her shoulder in the first movie and in this movie again. And a lot of other minor injuries as well.
Like, she's not immune to being hurt.
Yeah, like,
she's on the back foot the entire time.
Every fight she gets in with someone, she has to come out a little bit weaker than she was before the fight. And the other thing that has to be a necessity, is her superhero outfit. Yeah, there was something about it where she's escaping the hospital. Kevin Durant comes in and is immediately trying to kill her, and she's in her hospital again, and they get through the situation. Kevin Durant, his character, explodes. That's given away in the trailer. Yeah, well, I didn't see the trailer, so I didn't know that. But yeah, it brings Catherine Newton's character into the fold of like, look, I wasn't crazy. Yeah, because this is something she's witnessed it. Yeah, but then Grace says, I can't do this in this gown, and she puts on her wedding dress she has spent the last movie in the entirety of the last movie in. Yeah, she puts it on. It's a completely it's a white wedding dress stained in blood. It's a red dress. Oh, and she puts it on, filthy. And I'm like, yeah,
Fuck yeah. Like, this is her superhero outfit. This is her...
This is what gives her power.
This is her Iron Man suit. This
Yeah.
is her Spider-Man suit. This is her S symbol on her chest. Like, this is what gives her power. This makes her a capable person, that she's not in fear for her life. She is in fear for her life, but she's going to get shit done with this suit on.
kind of like that line. If you're nothing without this outfit, you're better off without it.
But
Yeah, like, I mean, never mind the fact of how dirty and gross it might have felt to put that on.
oh
but,
yeah,
like,
sticky and yeah.
and especially the shoes as well. You're throwing on as well. But like, yeah, like it kind of works.
Yeah.
it's
It's an iconic look. Like, the fact that she could just be known as the bride,
yeah,
and that would be perfectly fine. Like, if you had said, like, before this movie came out, I would have said, oh yeah, the bride. Like, I would have called her the bride. I wouldn't have called her Grace. You know, it's only because we've just seen the film do I know her name.
Yeah.
But I would have referred to her as the bride. And it's... Samara Weaving is just, like, a great screen queen. She's a great final girl.
and this is only recent in history as well. I feel like,
Oh yeah, like, when I say she's a final girl, she's only a final girl in the Ready or Not franchises.
Yeah.
You know, these two movies. Because she appears in Scream 6, which is also done by the same guys who
did these movies.
did this.
Yeah.
That came out after Ready or Not, and we see her and we go, oh, she looks like a final girl, and she's killed off in the first sequence.
It's like Drew Barrymore being killed off in
Yeah.
the original Scream. It's like that's your primary actress right there. Why are you killing her off?
And I think probably her first well-known role was in The Babysitter, and she dies in that. She's the villain in that.
Yes, yeah.
But it feels as though she fits within that screen queen category. Like, you put her in there with Sidney Prescott. You put her in there with
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Or even Sigourney Weaver now. I know that's
Yeah.
getting into
The horror, yeah.
the horror
or the,
and
sci-fi.
older generational
Yeah.
realm.
But yeah,
like,
they're final girls.
but
Yeah.
so like Jenna Ortega's a final girl. And so is Melissa Barrera.
Yeah. But you put Samara Weaving in there and you go, yeah, no, she fits there. There's no question about it.
I'm happy that she has a franchise she calls her own to lead. I think
Absolutely. Yeah.
I like that. Because I don't think she's a main in much of anything else, you know, and I'm glad that this is one she can call her own. You know, she's making it into a point where she's now not going to be compared to Margot Robbie.
Yeah, even though she looks
Spitting
image. They could be twin sisters.
Yeah. She's a little bit skinnier, slimmer, I think. It's not a mention on her appearance or anything. It's just her appearance. That's it. Like, in her face. Her face is skinnier than Margot Robbie's. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I going to get cancelled now?
I don't know. I'm not going to cancel you. She is a bit slighter. Yes.
Slighter.
Like, it's not,
But, yeah.
it's not we're not saying anything negative about Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie is fantastic. She is very well known to be the most attractive woman on the planet.
She was cast as Barbie.
Yeah, she is Barbie, literally.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that when she was cast as Barbie, Samara Weaving wasn't also cast as Barbie to be like a direct comparison to Barbie, along
Yeah.
with Emma McKay and
Emma McKay was in that movie, though.
Emma McKay was in the movie, absolutely, and I think it's because she looks like Margot Robbie, and then also Jamie Presley. Do you know her?
No.
She's in My Name Is Earl.
Oh,
If you look at her, you go, oh yeah, that's Margot Robbie, just 10 years older.
One thing I did like from Catherine Newton in this movie is her reactions to things happening. Mostly when it was someone
Combusting.
yeah, blowing up in front of their faces. It's like that dry reaction where she just screams, but it's like her eyes and her bones in her facial structure around her eyes remain like the same, but it's her mouth that's just moving, and it's her vocal cords that's giving away the reaction.
Yeah.
You know?
I like the comparison of the different stages at which these girls are at, where that if Samara Weaving's character was in this situation in the first movie and that had happened to her, she would have screamed.
Yeah.
But now, because it's the second movie and she's gone through all of this, it's just like, yeah, this happens. I just have to put up with this. This is just her terrible weekend. You know, this is like, because you said it there at the beginning, this movie opens up and it is the ending of the first movie continued.
Yeah.
And we're just going to move on, and she wakes up in the hospital. Like, this is just a very, very bad weekend for her. And she's so used to it. Like, she's had one bad night, and then this is a second bad night, and already on the second night, she's so jaded by it. She's like,
she's over it already.
This keeps happening. Yeah. She's got to deal with it, roll with the punches.
This is another time where they have like an escape fight scene in a hospital. Like they did it in Scream 5 as well. It's like, what's up with the hospitals and not being filled by a bunch of staff and patients?
Oh yeah, have you ever actually been to a hospital? Like, it's not. You're not getting this kind of a situation.
Yeah. So what did you make of the fact that they're expanding the lore? So
I was about to ask you the exact same question.
Were you?
Yeah, I was. So I kind of compared it to the John Wick series, where I think that with the John Wick series, with each entry they expanded it a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and it got to a point where they expanded it too much and they revealed too much. Whereas I think that what they revealed here with Ready or Not is just enough. I don't need any more of the lore of this. And by the way the film ended, I don't think we'll be getting any more.
I don't know. I don't need another one. And it's just kind of like, all right. So take it from my perspective when I'm watching the trailers. Elijah says, if you win, if you survive, you control everything. And she's everything with a question mark. And he says the world.
Yeah. Essentially, this cult is a cult of all of the richest families within the world who all have pull, and they are all under one person, one family.
But is that a supernatural pull, or where...
I think it's just that because they're all part of this cult, everyone who's within it follows whoever the leader is.
So when Cronenberg, when he makes a phone call to say...
Approve the ceasefire. Yeah.
And then,
he's calling someone else within the cult.
But is that someone else, like... At what point is that not the US president who's in charge of making that decision? Do you know
Probably is him, yeah.
So like
it has to be somewhere, yeah.
So like, I thought this was just going to cheapen the movie and make it less quality and compile a load of waffle into this lore to say, yeah, this happens because we want it to happen. It's a secondary element, and the primary element is the hunt of these women, of the victim we need to kill by dawn, or else we blow up. And that's going to be at the forefront. But I thought the lore was just going to come across as cheap and secondary, and that would kind of diminish it.
Yeah.
But I think because of how much they stayed away from expanding that lore, because it is only contained within this one, like... hotel ground.
Yeah. I mean, the kind of reasoning behind it is, even though it is the same, it's different. Like, the reasoning behind the first one is because they've made the deal with the devil for this, and this is them keeping up the end of their bargain. Whereas in the second film, in this one now that we're talking about, there has become this power vacuum, and now it is more so, okay, now we want to fill this role. Like, Grace is now within the same situation, but the reasoning behind it is different.
Yeah.
Like, what the other people are trying to kill her for is now completely different. It's to, like, her reward is that she gets to be involved in this game to earn the seat of power.
Yeah, it's not just survival.
It's not survival. The first one is fully survive for the night, and you get your life.
This
one is, oh, you won that game, here is your reward. You get to play a game again, and if you win it, you essentially are the winner of, you control the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's... Even though her objective is to survive, it's the same. The reasoning behind why she is being hunted is different in this one.
And you know what? It's only for this movie that I'm saying, good on you, lads, to not name the first movie, to not title it Hide and Seek.
Yeah.
Because when I watched the first movie, I'm thinking, did you just give it that title, Ready or Not? Because there's already a Hide and Seek movie with Robert De Niro.
I don't know. I think Ready or Not just kind of... I don't know. It works better.
Does it work better?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it does now because they've had this here to follow up to.
No, I think Ready or Not, it doesn't give away what it is. If I said to you, watch Ready or Not, you would know it's about a woman that is playing hide and seek, and then everyone is trying to kill her instead.
But I think Hide and Seek is just as equal as a title to give it to the first one.
They could have done that, absolutely, but I think Ready or Not works as a much better title to conceal that fact of what it is.
Yeah, to conceal it, and obviously now, considering the sequel we have, it's, you know, it's complemented by the fact that it's called Ready or Not.
Yeah.
You know? So, they got another Scream Queen in this. Obviously, she's a victim in the likes of Scream 2, and I know what she did last summer, but she's a primary villain here. She's third billing lead. She's a glorified appearance here. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I feel as though it's a long time since I've seen Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like, she's not in much as of late.
Rest in peace with that revival for Buffy.
Yeah,
what do you make of that?
Listen, I'm not a Buffy fan.
Neither am I, because I've never watched it.
It was just before my time. I mean, everything is getting revivals these days. From what I heard, the producer who canned it was so proud of the fact that he didn't watch the original show, wasn't a fan of the original show. So it sounds like they're better off not having to be under someone's thumb like that. But I don't get the whole... Why is that person involved? It's kind of like with, like... It's anytime that they are adapting any kind of work, like especially with video games, some people are very proud of the fact that they say, "Oh yeah, I've never played the games, I've never read the book, I've never done this. We're doing a kind of our own thing." And it's like, why are you proud of that? Why are you mentioning this at all? So the fact that that producer was like, "Yeah, like I never even watched Buffy," like, well, you know, it's like, why are you involved then? And the fact that he just decided to cancel it, it's like.
I think there's also an element to it that Sarah Michelle Gellar and Chloe Zhao were trying to mature everything. But
I think you have to, yeah, you have to, like, it just comes natural with these like revivals things. You have to push things on. Things aren't timeless as much as we like to think they are. They're timeless. You look at something there that I recommended the other day, the Scrubs reboot. Okay, takes place 15 years later. And the characters have aged. The characters have moved on. The story has continued on after the end of season 8. Some things have changed, and I'm not happy with some of the things that they've changed.
Yeah.
As in character things. And by I'm not happy with them, it's not that it's a bad choice. It's like, oh, I didn't want that to happen. You know, these things have changed. So I think it's natural that if you are going to, okay, we're going to do Buffy again, it's not just going to be like, oh yeah, we're just continuing on. It's like, age them up and change. You can't just do the exact same thing again. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Even something like 21 Jump Street, you know, 22 Jump Street, what is the whole joke about it? It's like, okay, we're going to do what we did the first time exactly the same. And they stress that point enough. It's like, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it exactly the same. And the whole point of that movie is that they're going to flip it, and they're going to do things differently, and they're going to change the character roles entirely. It doesn't work when you do things exactly the same.
Yeah.
There's a phrase, catching lightning in a bottle. It's very hard to catch lightning in a bottle twice.
Yeah. Shame for the young blood they got in for that show. She was one of the girls in Skeleton Crew they got.
Who?
The main girl of Skeleton Crew in the Star Wars show. The
one that had the visor or not the visor?
Not the visor.
Oh, okay.
She was cast as the new Slayer.
Okay.
So it was going to be her and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
But
I will eventually watch Buffy. It's just one that is... It's not like a priority or anything like that. If the Buffy revival was going, it would have pushed me to watch Buffy sooner. Like, I will watch it eventually. It's just not at the top of my priority list.
Now, having gotten over that little TikTok sketch, back to Ready or Not 2.
Whenever I think Sarah Michelle Gellar, I do think of her as Daphne from Scooby-Doo. Yeah. And you know what? I had that thought about another character in this movie. Kevin Durant, I think, would play a good alternate universe Shaggy.
I don't know, man.
I think that him and Matthew Lillard...
No, he's too buff.
He is buff, yeah, but like I'm saying, an alternate universe. In another world, he would have played Shaggy.
I don't know. I'm just glad to see Kevin Durant make a few more appearances in modern cinema. Like,
he was one of our favourite performances in 2024. We had him in both Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and Abigail.
Yeah, he was.
I was disappointed by the fact that he wasn't in this more.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I would like to see more of him. He was a standout. He stood out in an ensemble in Abigail, and he was on borrowed time in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Anytime he was on screen, it was not enough. It's crazy, isn't it?
And he's not even him. He's given a motion capture performance.
Yeah,
you know, he's hidden behind the effects, and still he shines through on
He's actually one of the things you look forward to in that movie. Jesus Christ, we're talking about Ready or Not too.
Sorry. Here I come.
Yeah. Do you know what I liked about this movie? Is I feel like this movie tried to make each defeat of a villain significant.
Yeah.
So the way it works is the head of said family has to hunt down to claim their reward. If they kill the bride...
Talking about expanding on the lore,
yeah.
I did like the fact that there were rules in place.
Yes.
Like this.
So that's why Kevin Durant died.
Yeah.
He tried to kill her before the game could commence.
Yeah.
And so his entire bloodline, so his entire family just died.
Do you know what was something I thought was going to happen?
What?
There's a moment where they cut to a wedding.
Yeah.
And then the Sarah Michelle Gellar and the guy that played her brother, they come in and they kick the wedding out.
Yeah.
I was convinced that we were going to get a situation where we would see that wedding, they were actually related to Kevin Durant's character, and they were just going to explode, because it was like, I want to see the effects of your entire bloodline.
Yeah.
Like, because he's there in a suit. I thought, oh, is he getting ready for the wedding? And then that's where he pulls off and goes to attack her. Because I thought we were going to get like some of the consequences of the outside world of just like one side of the family all exploding, and like the bride is just left there like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, well, because you do You know, it's like the blip. The blip happens everywhere.
Yeah.
So what if he's got a sister who's on a holiday somewhere and she just explodes?
Yeah.
You know, like, how can you explain that?
I wanted to see that, like,
Yeah.
just that. See a couple of interstitial things of that, because there are
like a Family Guy joke of sorts.
Yeah, just like have these little interstitial bits and have people exploding, like, because so some of the rules they set up is you have to wait till the game starts, and then it's the head of each house. You can only have one member representing your house pretty much
at a time.
If that person dies, the next person in your line goes in, plays the game.
And
if you kill any of the other members of the family, like, they're only there to kill the bride.
Yeah.
They're only there to kill her. If they kill anyone else, even if it's by accident, your entire bloodline dies.
that's an interesting rule. What was the need to introduce that part? Like, I know it obviously played an effect in one scene, but really,
Because of the fact that
that's why they don't kill each other.
what they have to gain.
Yeah.
It would make sense for you to kill the other people. If I come along and I see the guy with the sniper rifle, I kill him. I go, okay, I know his daughter is coming now. I'm much more afraid of the guy with the sniper rifle than I am his daughter.
Yeah.
Or guess what? His son after that.
Yeah.
Like, I can easily handle a kid. So it might be in my best interest to kill this guy now.
Yeah.
Or, like, take these people off the board, and then I can kill the bride myself.
That makes sense. Speaking of that guy, Nestor Cabal, I believe he was the mayor in the Dark Knight movies.
That's where I knew him from. Yeah.
He's one of the recurring main characters in the morning show. I actually really like him. He actually won an Emmy in Shogun.
Deadly.
I really like him. I was delighted to see him here. I thought this actor who works with Mike Flanagan a lot of the times, Raoul
Coley.
I thought he was one of those guys, the British lads.
It would make sense. He is British, and he is.
And he's got a long hair, and he's got a beard, and when he puts on that mask, I thought that is a cool image.
Great character design, yeah.
A character design, like a costume. Like you have Samara Weaving wearing her outfit. If she's a superhero wearing that superhero costume, this is one of her recurring rogues galleries.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of imagery with the pink wine kind of outfit and the mask, and he's a hulking monster as well. He actually reminds me of what you'd expect to see a bit of a Bond villain nearly. I really like that. But talking about how they were creative with some of their deaths in defeating the villains, and I don't know what this like pedestal, this what's this thing I'm talking about where you're on and the tracks move up. It's what led them into the washing machine.
The ramp.
The ramp. Yes.
Pedestal ramp. It's a ramp. Yeah, he dies by washing machine. Someone else dies by katana, but it's one of the other competitors that Samara Weaving utilizes her sword, and so by consequence then she explodes and she dies.
Yeah.
And her son.
Everyone in the room with the son is there. They all hide and he's none the wiser. I like that. You see, when they're introducing so many characters, I'm thinking, right, how come there's very few members of these families here to do their bidding?
Yeah.
Well, some of them have kids and they're there, you know, like there's at least 2 people per family there to, you know, roughly,
to join in. Yeah,
roughly. Like, not many of them have kids, not many of them have their partners or spouses. Where are their nieces and nephews, you know? If they're old enough, where are their grandchildren? You know, things like that. But I thought some of the deaths were quite cool. When Nestor Cabal was killed, like, he got the katana through his throat. I thought, oh, I suppose you're going to make screen time for his daughter. I thought it was interesting, the little bylaw rule that they can squeeze between with the Asian head of her family.
Yeah.
She comes in to say, if you marry my son, you don't need to be killed, you know? And it's like, okay, you introduced that, but you took her out quickly. It's good that they reintroduced that element later on down the line for Sarah Michelle Gellar's brother to avail of, you know? So it's good to see that being followed through, because, yes, take this deal. It works. For now. But she's right not to take it because she's going to be selling her soul. And you don't want that for the rest of your life. But yeah, the washing machine, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, that's perfect what Radio Silence does when it comes to their humour.
There's a few instances, I think all of the body popping was quite funny. There was the death by washing machine, which was quite funny. There also was this fantastic cut that was just so funny, where the 2 girls, where Samara Weaving and
Nestor Cabal's daughter.
Yeah. When they're fighting and they both pepper sprayed each other, and I think it's like this cut where I think Catherine Newton is talking about how strong her sister is and like how she's a great fighter and all this stuff.
And how she'll come and save her and kill you.
Yeah, and then it cuts back to the two girls as Turn Around Bright Eyes is playing, or Total Eclipse of the Heart is the name of the song, is playing, and the two of them are just punching the air because neither can see each other, and it was just so funny. You know, there's this cut in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade where Indy talks about Marcus Brody and says he's probably halfway across the world. You know, he
speaks so many different languages.
He speaks all these different languages. He's a master manipulator. He's all these kind of things. If anything, Marcus probably already has the grail right now, and then it smash cuts to him walking around this market. It's like, hello, does anyone speak English? Like, and it's just one of the funniest cuts in cinema. Yeah. And I think this one is like in that same vein. It's like in the family. It's a cousin to that cut, and it's just perfect. It worked so well for me.
I love it so much that because it shows that Samara Weaving is, and I hate to say this, but she's not a Mary Sue. I don't like bringing that up because that's just ammunition for the far right, misogynistic, racist, homophobic kind of people.
Misogynist.
What did I say?
You said racist, homophobic, but I think the word you're looking for is misogynist.
I wouldn't put it past them that they're also racist and homophobic. Yeah. But I think that they would. It's the fact that this is not ammunition for them. Yeah. Like, we cut back to her, this ally, this superhero, and like she's fighting the air. Like, it's funny to see her her opposing foe, who's this like 18-year-old, thinks she's gonna best her. You know, she's only getting after her because she's her boy toy away. She fell in love with the man Samara Weaving was going to marry in the first movie.
And you know, there's something about like Samara Weaving. She feels like a bit of a badass. She feels like a John McClane almost in certain situations where, like, you know, the way the whole thing, she's like, she just wants a cigarette. Yeah, you know, that feels very John McClane. Like, I just want a cigarette.
Yeah,
that
was never really present in the first movie.
No, but since then,
since then, it's like a few different occasions she's asking for a cigarette, and it's like.
She also has this great line where when your man's daughter comes in and she's like, I was his fiance before you, all this stuff, and you ruined my life, and she looks her dead in the eye and she goes, and I don't even know who you are. Yeah, I'm like, you are a badass, Gracie. I love you. You're brilliant.
I remember when she arms herself up with a shotgun and she wears a belt around her shoulder and her waist of all the ammunition. Yeah, and there's the daughter waiting
for more, bitch.
Waiting for round two. Yeah, it's just blows her shit. Yeah, it just takes her out instantly.
She does 2 shots. She's lying on the ground dead, and she gives a 3rd shot into her just to like, fuck you, by the way. It's great.
Because like that can nearly be her arch nemesis. Like like you have Flash and Reverse Flash, you know, things like that.
No, do you know what it is? It's someone who thinks that they're the nemesis. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I'm your arch nemesis. So and you are again? It's like Andor with your man. He's like, you ruined my life. Who are you?
Yeah.
Like that devastating thing.
But the fact that she's wearing a bride outfit as well.
Oh yeah, because she when her dad dies and she goes and gets ready and she comes back in a wedding dress, and your man, the cousin of Sarah Michelle Gellar, is like, oh, this is just sad. Like he's not there for it at all. He's just there for like a running commentary of like, oh, this is sad.
He's a cousin who's happy to be on the sidelines.
He's not getting out of his dressing gown.
Yeah, but he's happy for his cousins to lead the family. Yeah, and he's just going to reap in all the fun and rewards and benefits. You know,
he just benefits from his name. He's sharing a last name with them.
Yeah, he does have a face that would always appear in these kind of comedies.
Yeah, I could see him as like just a little bit of the like a weedy dick. He's like, no, he's not bad or anything like that, but he's just like, he's not on the side of good.
Yeah. Do you know? I want to ask you, what did you make of Sarah Michelle Gellar and her brother in this movie? What did you make of them? Obviously, of all the families, they are the villains. They're the primary ones, the absolutely. Primary antagonists, yeah.
I thought it was interesting to have Sarah Michelle Gellar, like, she seems as though she is the strong one of the two of them, but then as the movie progresses, it becomes clear that she's, like, actually afraid of her brother. Yeah. Like, because he hits her, and even though they're part of a devil-worshipping cult, she goes to her on, like, before the wedding and sits down with her and goes, I'm afraid of him. Like, I'm worried about him.
Yeah, she thought she could control him, but she couldn't in the end. And it's like, here you have Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's the perfect kind of actress to cast as, like, she's like the Carnage to Samara Weaving's Venom. Do you know what I mean? Not because of her character.
She could have found herself in this situation 20 years ago.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, she's Sarah Michelle Gellar. If she was Samara Weaving's age, she's perfect to play Samara Weaving's role. Yeah. You know, and 100%. the roles would be reversed. Like, in 20 years' time, Samara Weaving could be cast as a villain in another young up and coming
Yeah.
blonde haired actress to play the protagonist.
Yeah.
You know, it goes in circles, these things.
Yeah.
And so,
And you know, there's it goes in circles. You're absolutely right. And then it also feels as though there are like multiple people within the same time frame as well. Like Catherine Newton's character, take her out, replace her with McKenna Grace.
yeah,
Perfect fit. Take McKenna Grace out, put in Kieran Shipka.
yeah,
Like,
you're right.
You know, I think any of those three girls would have done a great job.
Yeah, I think Catherine Newton does it well. I'm happy it was her. I think McKenna Grace is a little bit too young, and Kieran Shipka. Not gonna lie, I'd just rather see her with McKenna Grace in something. Because
Yeah, I could see the two of them.
Just spitting, they're more spitting image of each other than anything else. Sure, McKenna Grace played young Sabrina in Chin's Adventures of Sabrina.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But Sarah Michelle Gellar, she's not saved to be the villain in the end, the final boss.
No.
Per se.
No.
She's taken out pretty quickly. Well, not quickly, but like she was killed unceremoniously.
She has this moment of possible redemption,
Yeah.
and that's shut down straight away.
Yeah. The brother, like he's obviously first introduced to be like a weak buffoon, a weak goon.
Kind of looked down upon by his father
Yeah,
almost.
he's not capable of making decisions.
Yeah.
You know? And that gets to his head to the point where his violent nature just comes through. Like, Samara Weaving and Sarah Michelle Gellar are made out to be enemies to each other. They definitely do shine a spotlight with Catherine Newton's faith to be opposed to Titus, of the brother. And he absolutely beats the living shit out of her to the
Yeah.
point where it's like, this is not fun anymore. It's not fun to watch.
The only person that is enjoying it is you, the character.
Yeah, but I, as a fan, I'm not enjoying.
No.
I'm not getting humor from watching this man beat up this girl because it's not done for laughs. It's done for shit. I'm actually in fear for your life now.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's actually serious. And there's no control over him. Like, she actually gets beaten like to a proper pulp. And you know, the whole violence against women thing, and he's no remorse for it whatsoever. She's nearly killed because of it. Yeah, like, I thought, how are you going to try and get out of this situation, really? And like, obviously the proposal for the wedding, and like, after all this bloodied up damage Samara Weaving went through, right, cut to proper gorgeously freshened up, dolled up appearance for her wedding.
I want to out you, Brian. I want to out you because the fact that we were sat there in the cinema and the camera cuts to her having done her makeup, and the camera moves over, looks at her, and you went, fuck. As in, like, wow, she looks great. And then about 15 minutes later, there's another shot during the wedding, and you went, fuck. Like, you genuinely were like, you were surprised by the fact that this is one of the most gorgeous women on the planet. You were surprised that, oh wow, I forgot, under all this blood, she's amazing.
But, like, when you're so used to watching a gorgeous woman on screen,
Yeah.
you know, she's the main antagonist. Like, she's in no way whatsoever sexualized. She's no way ever objectified.
Yeah.
She's not.
No, you're right. Yeah, no, it's something that I
she's
had to kind of think about. It's like, even though you're fearful for her life,
Yeah.
you're never fearful for her in a sexual way, that
No.
she's going to be abused in that kind of way.
But she's not running around wearing skinny skirts and tight tops.
No.
You know? Like, she's not...
There's no male gaze. Yeah.
Gal Gadot was Wonder Woman. There's a male gaze there.
Yeah.
All right? That's a hard one to beat considering the character. But, like, there's no... I am looking at Samara Weaving and I'm thinking, you could just be a dude, you know? Or you could be an untraditional leading person, you know? Like, give them dorky haircut and glasses, you know?
Yeah.
Don't make them perfectly fit, you know? Don't give them abs, you know? Make them Paul Walter Hauser or something like that, you know? And it's not knocking on anything. I'm just saying, like, there is a norm for making the main protagonist of these kind of stuff hot and sexy.
Yeah.
That's not here. But beauty and gorgeous, I was reminded of that here.
Yeah.
Twice in a span of 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And
It was just quite funny.
yeah, like, well, I got no the back, man. She is.
The fact, what was funny about it was the fact it was audible. The fact that you did it twice. You're like, fuck.
But it's true.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I thought it too, but I didn't have to audibly go, fuck. It was just funny in the moment. But you're right. No, when she gets cleaned up, when she has a shower, when she's
Yeah.
no longer covered in blood.
She's got a perfect wound
a
on her
perfect
cheek.
wound just on her cheekbone.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. And yeah, when she's done up in her wedding makeup, and
Oh,
you're
the
like,
mascara and
you're
the
like,
black.
wow, like she is stunning. She absolutely is stunning.
I like the way it ended. She grabs the penknife and she stabs the absolute shit out of him. And
I was wondering at what point, because I was convinced that, like, they're going through the wedding.
Yeah.
I was convinced that it was just going to be delayed, and that even though she had agreed to the proposal, that she wasn't killed by dawn, and that's when, like, there was going to be some kind of delay, and everyone else wasn't going to be aware of how close it was to dawn, and they were going to explode. But the fact that she was just able to, she goes through with it and then just stabs him, just kills him.
Yeah, well, I suppose for the writing foreshadow's sake, like, she watched Titus kill his sister, so that's what gave her the idea. Oh, I'll just kill a family member.
Yeah.
And there's no rules against that. And she tells everyone to kneel. And I'm glad it didn't go the way where she's in this cult, so she's going to change the world for the better, and make all these people do her bidding for the betterment of the world.
Yeah.
But no, she renounces her fate and she leaves. I don't know if does that save her then from being blown up?
I think it does.
Does it?
I think so. I think that there's an understanding between her and Mr. LaBelle. Like, the fact that he comes in again, gives a nod.
Yeah.
Like, there's no bad blood between us. Like, you're a victim. Like, it's almost like he understands that she is a victim, and he's not going to punish her for being a victim.
Especially when she's bested
Yeah,
families twice.
she's won. She won, and like, this is her reward.
Yeah. Like, oh man, Samara Weaving, Katja Newton, just standing there, black dresses, blonde hair, like, fuck's sake. Like, come on. Great funny humour, having everyone jump into the pit to fight over for the ring. They all blow up. Even the one guy, the cousin of the, I don't know if he's Indian or Pakistani, but the British guy. The British guy,
I know what you're on about, yeah.
He runs over and he says, yeah, let's
Thinking he
party.
won, yeah.
Yeah, party, because I announced my fate. Yeah, you just need someone to blow up. Because I thought, did they get blood splatter all over them, or did they just about miss it?
No, they until he came along, they were clean.
All right.
And then when he came along, then that's when they got
So
it all over
the
them.
these movies have to end with the protagonist riddled with blood.
But you know who's in addition to the cast that I quite liked? And I liked the fact that he was
Not a creep.
not a creep, that he was not a part of it. Like, he was a part of it, but not
He was a facilitator.
a facilitator. Yeah, that's a good way of putting
It's
it.
his job.
Elijah Wood. Great addition.
I'm delighted and I'm surprised. I thought he was just going to come across as a weirdo and a creep, but the fact that at just one point he leans over to the cousin and says, "Are you sure you want to text that message to alert your cousins to let them know where the victims are?" No, he's an enforcer of this.
He's just
of
following
this
the
law.
rules.
Yeah, I like it. I don't watch this movie and think, Frodo.
No.
It makes me. But
You didn't think that it was funny to have Elijah Wood playing a character where it was very important that some people get a ring of power?
Oh no, I didn't think of that at all.
I did think that.
Did you?
Well, when they were all fighting over the ring at the end, I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. Especially people jumping in after a ring.
If she offered the ring to him and he said, "No thanks," then yeah, that's fine.
When she throws the ring in the pit,
Yeah.
it's whoever is wearing the ring wins.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who. Like, even some of the bodyguards, some of the servants
Yeah.
are jumping in there as well. Elijah Wood could have jumped in there. Absolutely could have. He could have won, but he chose not to. Like, he's not part of it. He's just a facilitator. He's just a lawyer.
So is this the end of the all rich families now involved in these cults? Because these are all the families, like, and they're all,
I guess so.
all died. So, like, that's one reason to not have a third one. Another reason is, like, there's no leeway now to end it. Like, this has more of an ending where they do go free and not just step outside the building and have to go to a hospital where there's room for a sequel. Like, I don't know what sequel you could make in 7 years' time. Do you know? The fact that...
I'm sure we would have said that at the end of the first one.
Yeah, maybe. I can't remember saying to myself, do I want a sequel or not? But it's like, I'm happy to say I don't need another one. I don't want another one. But I'm also going to say, we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
Because...
I don't think I would need another one because these... And I would have said that after the first one. But now that I have these two, I'm like, I don't want a third one because I don't want a third one to be bad. I don't want it to taint these two other ones.
Yeah.
You know? And I would have said that about this one, absolutely. I would have said that if this one hadn't have been announced and we were just doing Ready or Not, I'd be like, yeah, I hope there's not a sequel. I would like this just to be its standalone thing.
Yeah.
But, like we said there at the start of the episode, we're both very happy, we're both very surprised, and we both very much enjoyed this second film.
Absolutely.
And I would, you're 100% right, you said it as well at the start, I would do a double feature of these. I would watch Ready or Not followed by Ready or Not 2, and I would have a good time.
Well, we just mention it. Like, when was the last time you saw the first Ready or Not?
I can tell you, because I have a fantastic app called Letterboxd. And I could see. And if you haven't already, make sure to follow us on Letterboxd.
One thing I do have to say about the first one is I do like Adam Brody's involvement in it, because he's the brother in that family who he's fed up of all the hardship they've done and all the bad they've done, and like he's drinking and he doesn't care, but he is ultimately the one that does try to save Samara Weaving, and he doesn't, like, the fact that he was killed before the family blew up in compulsions into nothing. The fact that he is not punished by that compliments him as an ally.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it would have been a bit awkward if he was there in the final moment and he's one of the members to blow up. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's denied that punishment in favor of being killed. And I just, that kind of stuck with me in a way. And so I do like Adam Brody's character in that movie. Unlike the husband the groomsman she was going to marry, who was like...
She did marry him.
She did.
She did marry him.
She did marry him, that's right. Yeah. And he absolutely betrayed her. And throughout the whole movie, he was trying to get to her to save her. Strange.
I watched the first film on the 25th of September 2019. I gave it 3 stars and a heart. And then I watched it again on the 26th, almost a year later. I watched it on the 26th of October 2020. And I gave it 3.5 stars and a heart. So it went up a half star.
Nice.
Yeah. So there you go. So it's been 6 years since I've seen it.
Right.
But you know what? Had I known this one was going to be good, I would have rewatched it.
Really? So
I wish I had rewatched the first one ahead of the second one.
Right. It's a good movie, man. I like the backstory as well that they were introducing, that they were raised in foster care, and Samara Weaving.
You got to give them a bit of a
bit of something to grab a hold.
You got to give something because of the fact that Catherine Newton wasn't present in the first film, that she wasn't at the wedding of her sister.
Yeah.
So
they work together very well. Like they absolutely fit. It's great, and I'm delighted to see Catherine Newton in something.
Yeah. And I'm excited for whatever these directors do next. You said it's The Mummy. I'm also excited for Samara Weaving, whatever she does next. Yeah, she's one to watch.
She's not in a whole lot though.
No. But I did look at her filmography after this, and there were a few spaces there or some films that I was like, oh yeah, no, I have not seen this, but I will watch it because she's in it.
Right. They're ripe for Netflix shows to lead themselves, you know. If anything, Catherine Newton's been in a lot more recently. Than
I could see a prequel. The First Family. The first time this was ever done or something like that.
Yeah.
If they wanted to go down that route, I would welcome a prequel before a threequel.
Yeah. I'm good with it. I'm happy for radio silence to only do these types of movies.
Well, so am I.
Yeah.
So am I.
Hey, I think it's an absolute get they got David Cronenberg in this. That's like,
that's mad.
It's like getting David Lynch to act in a movie, and I know he did that for Spielberg in The Fabelmans, but that's Spielberg.
He won't be doing it again.
No, he won't be doing it again. David Lynch.
Yeah.
But David Cronenberg, like, that's the director of The Fly. Why him of all people?
Don't know. And I didn't recognize him. It was only after the fact when you said it was David Cronenberg. I was like, what?
Yeah, he's a director.
Yeah.
Not, in my opinion, he's not an actor. In my understanding of him, he's not. But anyway, yeah, it was a good movie. Good time, not a long time.
Have you got a recommendation before we let these people go?
I'm going to recommend folks watch... Nah, I don't have a recommendation.
You don't have a recommendation at all?
No, not really, no. Like, if I really don't, I don't. Like, last week I recommended Madison because I really genuinely recommended that. Like,
Fair enough.
I could recommend anything with Samara Weaving or Catherine Newton. I could recommend K-pop Demon Hunters because...
Do that. Recommend it.
Oh, yeah, I recommend that.
Okay. I'm going to recommend Daredevil Season 2.
Oh, yeah. See, Yeah.
Do you want to recommend Daredevil Born Again
Season
2?
No, it's because I'm not looking ahead like that. It's like I'm not...
What do you mean looking ahead? It came out last week.
Yeah, but we're recording it before it's released.
Shh.
Why are you shushing me?
Don't tell people that. Don't tell people that.
Why are you shushing people that?
Maybe I'm recommending something I haven't seen. It's releasing in 3 days' time.
It's just that one recording there where we recorded The Revenant there to give a sense of time on what we're doing in pinpoints.
You're setting people up for failure now because they're not going to know that that's not coming out till maybe August. They're going to be, The Revenant, cool.
Yeah.
And then not talk about it for
when
months.
will that be released?
When? We don't know.
Yeah, we actually genuinely don't know. But I wanted to keep the sense of time a mystery on this podcast, but you broke that with Revenant, so I said, all right, well,
I broke it. I broke that in real time yesterday, but in podcast time months from now, I break it.
Time travel, baby.
Yeah.
Time travel on Talking Pictures podcast.
Brian, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Talking Pictures. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you're subscribed to us on your favourite podcasting app of choice. And if you haven't already, make sure to follow us on all of our social medias. They're down in the links below to never miss an episode. We also have another podcast, which is Saturday Morning Cartoon Club. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to us on that podcast feed. We have a new episode of that on the last Saturday of every month. If I'm not mistaken, we had an episode that just came out
last week.
Came out last week. Okay, brilliant. Like I said, time doesn't exist here. It's all loopy.
That's why we have a calendar.
Yeah, but we had an episode release just there last week. It was Ed, Edd and Eddy. So make sure that if you haven't already, subscribe to us there. Make sure you're following us on all of our social medias for both Talking Pictures and for Saturday Morning Cartoon Club. This podcast is brought to you by Another Happy Studios, so make sure to check out all of the other podcasts in our network. Those can be found at anotherhappystudios.com. Brian, any final words before we let people go?
More Samara weaving, please.
Yes, please. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, David.